Welcome back. Today, we're taking a big leap into making your Python programming experience more efficient and powerful. We'll cover everything from running Python code to understanding libraries and managing packages. By the end of this episode, you'll have the tools you need to build scalable and well-organized Python projects. Let's jump right in. First, let's talk about how to run Python code. There are a few ways to do this, depending on what you're working on. If you remember, in the last video, we used them. Interactive mode. Open your terminal and type Python or Python 3 on some systems. This opens the interactive Python shell, where you can type commands and see the results instantly. It's perfect for testing small snippets of code. Script mode. Save your code in a file with a .py extension like example.py, then in your terminal, navigate to the folder containing your file and type python example.py to run it. This is how you typically run larger programs. VS Code. Write your code in VS Code, then click the play button in the top right corner to execute your script directly. This is great because you can write, test, and debug your code all in one place. Now let's talk about libraries. Think of libraries as collections of pre-written code that you can use to avoid reinventing the wheel. Python comes with a standard library full of useful modules. For example, the math library has functions for advanced mathematical operations. The OS library helps you interact with your operating system. The random library lets you generate random numbers. Do you remember the random library? We used it for our game. Let's try importing and using the random library to pick a random number. By importing a library, we gain access to all its functions and tools, saving us time and effort. Sometimes the functionality you need isn't in the standard library. That's where third-party packages come in. Python has a massive ecosystem of packages available through PyPI, Python Package Index, and you can install them using PIP. For example, let's install the popular request library, which allows us to make HTTP requests. After installing, you can use it in your script like this. With just a few lines, you've connected to a web API and retrieved data. That's the power of third-party packages. Managing multiple projects often means dealing with different package versions. That's where virtual environments come in. A virtual environment creates an isolated workspace for your Python project, ensuring dependencies don't conflict. To set one up, use the venv module. To activate the environment on Windows or on macOS Linux. When the environment is active, install packages as usual, and they'll only affect this project. You can confirm the isolation by running deactivate the environment anytime by typing deactivate. Organizing your code into multiple files is a great way to keep your projects manageable and easier to understand. Instead of cramming all your functions and logic into a single file, you can split them into different files and reuse them whenever you need. Let's see how simple this is in Python. Imagine we have a file called utilities.py that contains a function to greet a user. Now, in another file called main.py, we can use this function by importing it. By using the from keyword, we import the greet user function from the utilities.py file and call it in our main program. This keeps our code modular and easier to maintain. Why is this useful? Imagine you're working on a larger project. You can separate your code into logical components, one file for utility functions, another for handling data, and another for running the main program. This approach keeps your codebase clean and organized. And that's all it takes to split your code into files and reuse it. With this simple technique, you're one step closer to writing scalable and professional Python projects. Today, we explored the essentials for running Python code, leveraging libraries, installing third-party packages, and managing virtual environments. These tools are the backbone of professional Python development. The main difference is that Python built-in libraries already come included, and third-party ones need to be installed. Now it's your turn to practice. Try creating a virtual environment, installing a package, and writing a script that uses a library like random or requests. Experimenting is the best way to learn. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. In the next episode, we'll dive deeper into organizing and managing Python projects. See you in the next dimension.